Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the All-Beneficent, the All-Merciful. As Muslims, we are told to say this phrase a lot. We're told that we must recite it before we eat or drink, or else the shaitan dines with us. We're also told that we should recite it before we go to sleep, or else the shaitan sleeps in our beds, before we enter the home, or else the shaitan lives in our homes, before we leave the home, before we start working, before we do wuzu, before we use the toilet. Every surah of the Quran begins with this phrase, except for Surah 9. And we're told that we should recite it before every action we perform, and that any important work done without the recitation of this phrase remains invalid. So clearly, it's very important. But what does it really mean? Well, the bar at the beginning of this phrase has many meanings. It refers to the brightness of Allah, and also refers to 3 key intentions we can have before performing any action. What are they? Seeking the aid of Allah, seeking nearness to Allah, and seeking the blessings of Allah. We cannot do anything without the help of Allah. Every action we perform should be done with the intention of elevating ourselves in order to seek proximity to Allah. And, of course, we all desire a reward from Allah so that, God willing, we may all enter paradise. Next, let's look at the word ism in the phrase Bismillah. It means name. The seen and meme in the word refer to the eminence and magnificence of Allah, respectively. And some experts in Arabic say that the word originates from a root word which holds the meaning of lofty, referring to the loftiness of the name Allah. Speaking of, this word is the most complete and perfect name for God that we have available to us. For it has no feminine or plural versions, like the English words gods or goddesses, and every other name of God, such as the Creator, the Provider, the Protector, etc., is simply an adjective or characteristic for the one true God, Allah. This may be a reason for why in our Shahada we use this name of God, not any other. But remember, do not take this name lightly, for it is the chief name of God, and its power is such that if a disbeliever calls out this name sincerely, his belief will be proved. Now, let's look at how God presents himself to humanity. Beneficent and merciful. Ar-Rahman refers to the universal mercy of God that encapsulates all of his creatures, whether they be human or animal, believer or disbeliever, through the provision of sustenance. And Ar-Rahim refers to the specific mercy of God that is bestowed on the believers alone for their faith and their good deeds, and also God's forgiving of the believers for their sins. So, remember, say Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim before every action you perform. Try to think about its meanings and how it applies to what you're doing. And please, read Fatiha for my late father, Sayyid Muhammad Ali Jafar Rizvi. See you next time.